Bum, 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 ba, 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 ba. What's going on, guys? This is JT with JT Games, and I'm bringing you a review of Alien Breed. We are currently playing the enhanced version of the game, shooting up some zombies. And Alien Breed, it's a remake of an old, I don't know if it was an NES title, just like an old title, which was released according to the game on 1991. I'm actually going to exit to the main screen so you guys can check out some of the stuff that this title offers. I was just kind of sitting around looking at games on the PS Network, and this popped out. There is some of the modes. You got co-op, you got ad hoc, enhanced mode. That's the mode that we are right now. If you press the button, it turns into classic mode, which is the original 1991 game. And when you go into play, you are welcome to the 5 different campaigns that the game offers. Some of these campaigns are bigger than the others. The first Alien Breed, that's the original game, it's 6 missions. Special edition is 12 missions. And Converge, Villains, and Synergy, or whatever the fuck, those are the extra ones, and they only have 4 missions, but every single level in those campaigns are a lot bigger than the other games. Alien Breed, at its core, it's shoot 'em up from a top-down view, and it's a fun one. It's cool, man. It really brought me back to like those old days on like the NES, and playing arcade games, just like Metal Slug type of thing, just a little bit different. But when I originally got this game, I was under the impression it was going to be a survival horror game, because that's the way that it kind of described it when I was reading about it before I got it. And another thing that that I really wanted it to be, it was just like like an old school hard game, you know, like an actual challenging game. And when I first started, the first thing that I did was going into classic mode. And the big thing that I liked about this game, especially in the classic mode, is that the gameplay mechanics actually changed. If you play the classic mode, as apart from the difference between the enhanced mode and the classic mode, is that on the classic mode you have to shoot with your buttons. So you shoot with either your right trigger or the X button, and on the enhanced version you get to shoot with the stick, so you can shoot all around the screen with this, which makes the game a whole lot easier. On the classic mode, you kind of have to, you know, get a good angle on all the aliens for you to be able to shoot them. Most of the objectives in the game is just to getting from, you know, whatever you start in the game to like the objective. And sometimes when you get to the objective, you get into a countdown type of mode where you have to go all the way back to whatever you started or wherever they want you to go. And it adds up for some really tense moments, especially when there's like, you know, freaking aliens running behind you, like shooting your gun. You're trying to get to that point, you got like 10 seconds left. So when I first started playing this game on the classic mode, I really enjoyed it. I got killed a bunch of times because, you know, when you're running, you kind of, you know, the freaking alien just pops out of nowhere and then it plugs you in the face and you're like dead whenever you like have the chance to freaking react. You're like, what the hell is going on? But just freaking aliens behind me, and like that, they can just corner you up. And without the ability to be able to, you know, turn back and shoot at them, you kind of just have to run, you know, look back and shoot at them. And that was kind of like the first hours that I spent with the game. However, whenever I would get killed and stuff like that, you would lose everything that you found on the thing. So like if I found 5 or 7 armor packs, and my lives would go down to 0, you know, that'd be game over. Like you lose everything you found, which I found it kind of like a retro, you know, like that's the way games used to be. If you die, like you're done, you know, that's the way games used to be. And like I said, I was really enjoying it. But then which I'm gonna get to in a second, before I, you know, finish a couple other good things about this game. Like I said, it's really fun, and that's a lot of replay value, because you can actually play every single mission over again, because there's a score system to it, like an arcade game. So you can get, you know, improve your score, improve your timing. You also get, you know, points for accuracy, you know, how many bullets it takes you to like take down whatever monster that you find. There's face huggers, there's boss fights, which are not really boss fights. You know, the boss fights are usually just like a huge alien that just kind of moves side to side, kind of doesn't really attack you. It's not really all that fun. These enemies are actually more dangerous, because, you know, they can gang up on you, like 3 or 4 of them that can come at you at the same time. The bosses were really disappointing, but, you know, this is not the type of game that kind of focuses on, you know, killing everything. It's just kind of like an objective type of game. But you know, other than that, it's just really basic. You know, there's not a lot of gameplay changing things other than the actual change from enhanced mode to classic mode. Some of the weapons are pretty cool. I'm actually rocking the rocket launcher right now. I also have this gun. Yeah, this is the boomerang one. And once you have this thing, you're like, everything just kind of dies all around you. You're like a boss. But yeah, the game just continued to get easier. And then when I found out about, you know, the shop has an electronic map. This is easily the thing that pissed me off the most about this game. The electronic hand map unlocks a map that tells you where everything is. So it's this little button on the screen, and it tells you where everything is. Like, if this is the square that you gotta get to, so all you have to do now is just kind of figure out what part of the maze you have to go through to get there. And if that sequence that I was talking about, where you get to the objective and then like there's like a timer on, that it completely gets ruined because you know exactly how to get there, so there's no tension at all. So the game just turns into like the easiest thing you've ever played. And that really bothered me. It would have been perfect, you know, if you would buy the map, but it would only work for the level you bought it on. But no, it works for every single one of the 28 missions that there is in the game, and that just really takes the juice out of the game. Like, there's nothing that's gonna even stand a chance against you and your massive boomerang fucking lasers, you know, or any other gun of the ones you buy. So it just kind of turns into a slugfest of just killing shit on your way to the objective or trying to complete it the fastest. But yeah, I mean, that's at its core the thing that bothered me the most. And the other thing about this game that I didn't like at all is how expensive it is. It's $10. Like, $10 is a lot of money for this type of game. A game like this on iOS or like any other platform would be like $1, you know, for the content that you're getting. And I completely understand, you know, how they're trying to make it seem like this game is like, you know, the second coming of freaking Resident Evil 1. At least that's the way that they portrayed it when I was reading about like the remake of like the most amazing retro, I mean not retro, but like alien game ever. And like at the beginning, you know, it was living up to the hype, but it seems like it has been dumbed down for it to be more for it to be more accessible to, you know, more players. But you know, other than that, I did have a good time with the game. However, you know, this is a review, so I have to give a verdict, and the verdict on this one is to avoid until further notice. And by further notice, I mean until it gets a price cut, like until it's like a couple bucks. Because, you know, as fun as it can be, and you know, as that feeling that you get of just playing an old nostalgic game that just reminds you of like all those cool games that you used to play, like, you know, the original Metal Gear, and you know, all those type of top-down view games, you know, that are, you know, are great for what they are, but they're just not worth, you know, $10. They're just not nowadays, with, you know, games that are freaking free, like Ninja Gaiden Sigma. If you get, you know, the PlayStation Plus, maybe they should make this available for free on PlayStation Plus. They probably will at some point, because I don't think this game, you know, is going to be extremely popular. But if you do want to try out, you know, something new, something retro, and you have $10 laying around, you could try it out if you want. If you like, you know, some of the gameplay that I showed and it kind of sounds like your cup of tea, you can go ahead, and if you do, you know, drop a comment and tell me what you thought about it. Or if you have it, let me know and tell me, you know, if you feel the same what I did, you know, or if you think that I'm completely right, and this is just a good game that could have been an amazing game if they just would have, you know, stuck to the difficulty and just, you know, made it like a really hard survival horror type of game, which is kind of what I was expecting. But you know, I guess you can't really get anything you want, and that's the lesson of the day on the video, by the way. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, hit out. If you guys have any comments, leave it on the comments. If you guys want to check out some of the videos, go on the channel and check them out. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys next time I review something, or I do another gameplay video, which I probably will. So just keep posted for that, and I'll see you guys later.